With every great game comes great mods, and I've been recently receiving a lot of comments and messages asking me how to install mods with Pizza Tower, so I've decided to create a complete guide on how to install every quote-unquote variant of Pizza Tower mod. I'll be explaining the process with a step-by-step tutorial on how to install said mods, and be explaining all the different quirks and tools you can use to make life easier. So without further ado, let's begin the tutorial. Before we begin downloading mods, we'll need some different apps that will help us patch the game and modify its data. All the download links are in the description and will need to be installed for the process to work. First up, an app named DeltaPatcher is your best friend for patching the game, an application that allows you to patch .xdelta files, which you'll find in the majority of mods you'll be downloading. Alongside this, you'll be needing WinRAR, an archiver that easily processes RAR and zip files. When downloading a Pizza Tower mod, you'll find that the files are downloaded in a compressed zip file that require WinRAR to extract. It's sort of like opening a package from an online delivery. You have the package right here and it's wrapped up with cellular tape. You need the box cutter to cut the tape to unbox your package, and if you got the analogy, then good on you. Alternatively, you can install the fan-made mod loader named PizzaOven, available on Game Banana, and it can allow you to immediately download a mod and can be launched to apply patches to instantly launch the game automatically. However, this might not work with other mods, so we'll discuss this a bit later. By finding Pizza Tower on your Steam library, here's where we can dissect each file and what its purpose is. By pressing this cog on the right hand side of your screen, then hovering over to the third option, Manage, and then pressing on the second button, Browse Local Files, we'll then be able to look into the internal files of the game. Here's where things get a bit confusing, so please pay close attention. The most important file is this file, data.win. This is where a majority of the game's code, sprites, objects, and rooms are stored. This is the file that we'll be tampering with the most, so be sure to record that down. Next is this file, simply labeled Pizza Tower. Opening it launches the game, simple as that. Moving on to the folders now, we have this one named Lang, and it's where your language files are stored, from the text files to the graphics and the fonts. Last but not least is the sound folder, which is where a majority of the game's sound effects and music are stored, as seen with the music.bank files and sfx.bank folders. A Pizza Tower mod usually consists of one xdelta file, which is used to patch onto your data.win file. Occasionally, the mod may come with a NekoPresence file, which is used to connect your game to Discord and is mandatory to install, even if you don't have Discord. Sometimes a mod may also come with a music and sound effects folder, which will be copied and pasted into your music folder. Last but not least is an xdelta file for the exe file, which is typically found in full game mods such as Scout to Go or Chef's Kiss. These are pretty rare and are patched onto the file pizzatower.exe. As an example, let's install this mod that allows you to parry Pizza Face. On the Game Banana page, scroll down until you find the file section of the mod, which is typically located next to this PizzaOven icon. We'll talk more about that later, but for now, let's just download the mod. Once downloaded, go to your file explorer on your desktop. Alternatively, you can press both the Windows key and the S button to open up this search feature, and then type in File Explorer and press enter. Locate the downloaded file on the Downloads tab on the left hand side of the Explorer. Your downloads should be already sorted by the download date, so find the file and right click it. Find this WinRAR option once you've extracted the file and hover your mouse over it. Click the second option, which is Extract Files, and it should pop up this option to extract the file. Press OK and all files should be extracted and are ready to use. Return to your downloads file to find a file with the same name as a zip file. Open it by left clicking twice and open the file inside it. Inside the folder there should be two files, one xdelta file and one lang folder. Open up DeltaPatcher and subsequently your Pizza Tower folder. With this many tabs open, it may get a bit messy, so stay organized if possible. Drag and drop the xdelta file onto the DeltaPatcher and do the same thing with the data.win file from the Pizza Tower. Once both are inside the DeltaPatcher, press Apply Patch. This should take a while depending on your system hardware, but once completed, it should say Patch successfully applied. Next, go back to the downloaded mod folder. Open the lang folder and copy the English file by clicking on it and pressing Ctrl and C. You can also copy the file by right-clicking it and then pressing Copy. Go to the Pizza Tower folder and open the lang file, then paste the file in and press Ctrl and V or right-click and press Paste. When prompted, press replace to override the old language file. You should now be able to launch and play the mod. Usually a mod status should be displayed in the main menu underneath the update version, but to check this mod status, you can check the options menu. There should be a new tab in the menu to configure the mod. To restore your game back to normal, find the cog and this time press on Properties. Press the third option, which is Installed Files, and press the third option, which is Verify Integrity of Installed Files. What this does is that Steam performs a checkup on all installed files within the game and removes all modded content from the game. If you do have a mod installed, it should say that a few files have failed to be validated and will be reverted back to normal. If you have no mods installed, it should say all files are successfully validated. Now let's move on to a more difficult mod to patch, Lap 3 Deluxe. The mod includes a music file and a NekoPresence file, so this will be practice for other mods who have the same files. Visiting the mod page, you may find multiple versions for different releases of the mod, which may become outdated in the future. Make sure to read the files before downloading, and usually the most recent version is the one at the top, so we'll be nabbing this one. Unzipping the folder reveals 5 files, the exe.xdelta file, a lang folder, 2 NekoPresence files, and a new file named sound and subsequently lap3dx. This is your music file and it is separate from the music from Pizza Tower, so we have to put this somewhere else. Using DeltaPatcher, patch your data.when with the data.xdelta file just like we did previously. Next, we'll handle the 2 NekoPresence files. As stated before, they help to recognize Discord compatibility even if you don't have Discord, so we have to handle these files regardless. Copy and paste the 2 files, or left click and drag your mouse to highlight both files and drop them in your Pizza Tower folder. I recommend copying and pasting so the 2 copies remain even if you reset your game back to normal. After that, there are the language files. You'll quickly notice that there are multiple language files, and this may occur due to the mod having a different language support unlike the previous mod we patched. Copy all files and paste them into your lang folder. If prompted to replace said files, press replace the files into destination. Finally, let's handle something new, the music folder. This belongs in the sound folder of your Pizza Tower folder. Copy the modded sound folder and paste it into your Pizza Tower folder. It should replace the old folder while keeping the original music files. After that, the mod should be ready to play. You'll quickly notice that the loading screen is changed, alongside this little indicator on the bottom right hand side of the title screen, meaning that this mod is working as intended. Of course, to revert the game back to its original state, verify the integrity of your files. Unfortunately, the music file has to be deleted manually, so to do so, head back to your Pizza Tower folder, open the sound folder, then the desktop folder, and manually delete the folder titled lap3dx by left-clicking to highlight the folder, right-clicking to access its pop-up menu, and pressing delete. Let's now try to patch a mod with an exe patch. We'll be downloading a mod titled Pizza Tower United, a multiplayer mod. You know what to do now. Go to Game Banana, download the latest update of the mod, and unzip it. Right here we have 4 files, a data.xdelta, an exe.xdelta, and 2 DLL files. Add your data.win with a delta file, and this time drag pizzatower.exe onto DeltaPatcher. Doing so will automatically apply the application. Next, drag and drop this exe.xdelta file and apply patch. This will take a bit longer compared to the data file, so don't panic if it takes longer than usual to patch. Drag and drop the 2 DLL files into your game folder, and boom, all done. Now, it's time to talk about PizzaOven or any other existing mod launcher. They're launchable applications, so there aren't actually viruses, don't worry. PizzaOven basically simplifies the mod downloading process by installing a mod and browsing the library, and then downloading using one button and then launching it. Simple as that. If you're downloading a mod that doesn't have an exe patch, you can easily use PizzaOven to launch your mods. PizzaOven completely breaks or fails to patch the game if you're trying to load a mod with an exe patch, so for that you have to do that yourself. Let's say you were to play a mod that requires an old version of Pizza Tower, what would you do? Well, let me introduce you to the world of downgrading. Due to the recent patch from around 2 weeks ago, some downgraders may not work as intended, but hopefully some will be ported to the newest version after the time this video has been released. Here's an example of a downgrader released moments after the patch. Apply this patch as if you were to any other mod and then launch the game. If you're downloading a mod that was created before the language update, delete most if not all of your language files as they will crash your game. As a small bonus, let's learn how to add custom towers to the Pizza Tower level editor, create your own pizza, or a farm, or cat webs. Let's just call it create your own pizza for simplicity. Create your own pizza levels act differently compared to mods. They have to be installed and placed inside your Pizza Tower's app data. The downloaded folder will contain a tower file, which inside contains different assets with tile sets, musics, custom sprites, etc. Let's not worry about the stuff that's inside and let's focus on adding a tower to the game. Of course, we will need to install create your own pizza before installing the tower, so let's quickly install it. As an example, let's install Other Tower. You've probably heard of this tower before, so I won't go too in deep to the details. After installing the tower file, let's zip it. You quickly find a folder named Other Tower CYOP edition. Copy this file and await further instructions. Next, let's open up the application data, where all of your data is stored. Stuff like your save files, install content, and just general app data. Yeah, you get the idea. Press both the Windows and R keys to open up this tab, and then type in %symbol app data %symbol. This will then send you to a file explorer tab with a bunch of your installed apps. We will want to locate the file named pizzatower_gm2. This might take a while depending on how many apps you have installed, so take your time. Once you've found said file, double click into it and find the folder named Towers. This is a folder that has been created from Create Your Own Pizza and will not affect any other aspect of the game when uninstalled. There will already be a few folders as an example for all the stuff you can do in the mod, so we'll ignore them for now. Paste your copied folder into the folder. It may take a while for it to load, but once finished, the tower is installed and is ready to go. Launch Pizza Tower and enter the custom levels section. You'll soon be able to find Other Tower and play it to your heart's content. And thus concludes the Pizza Tower modding guide. Of course, if you do have any questions or encounter any errors, feel free to comment below and I'll try to answer to the best of my ability. You can also check out my second channel for a small outdated tutorial involving Downgraders, so be sure to check that out if you're still confused. Also, shout out to these channel members who support the channel by membership. This directly supports me and increases the rate in which videos are produced, so if you're interested, feel free to check it out. Thank you for watching this informative video, and I'll be back to making actually entertaining videos soon. And as always, see you in the next one.